Number 5 on the list is The Rugrats. And this is a show that any generation could watch. I don't care if you were born in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, wherever you were born, you're going to love The Rugrats. It's something that the whole family could watch no matter what age. You're going to have a fun time watching this. Both the movies were great. The whole family went to go see them. I mean, just top to bottom was a great show. Probably shouldn't have made them grow up, but whatever. That's more of, I guess, a one episode type of thing, but I think it was worth a shot. It didn't really work out that great for them, but really liked the Rugrats. I would get into the characters, but I think the title speaks for itself, and I think people who've watched the Rugrats know what I mean. I won't even get into their characters because I'll just let the title and the nostalgia speak for itself on that one.
It's crystal clear, I'll stay right here and keep the simple thing. It's crystal clear, I'll stay right here and keep the simple thing.
Number 4 is Hey Arnold. The show to me that was pretty much based as life in the hood. There were some hood things that happened in Hey Arnold, man. There was the mugging episode, bullies everywhere. I swear, I think they would have put a gun in there, man. There would have been a gun type of robbery if this was not a kid show. Something would have been going down. Or hell, it might have happened. Maybe I can't remember it. Arnold always had to get into somebody's business, man. I mean, every time there was a problem, it was up to Arnold to fix it, man. I liked Arnold, but he just always in somebody's damn business, man. Oh, man, there were so many characters, too. In this, there was so many to go through. One of my favorite episodes though was like the fire alarm with I think Curly. I think that's what his name. I'm not even sure if that's his name. He wasn't as big of a character though, so that's why I'm probably forgetting him. But yeah, that one kid was great. All his episodes were good. He was like, to me, like one of their minor characters, and his episodes were good. That fire alarm one and the dodgeball one where he tried to just, well, he was just mad about not being selected as the dodgeball monitor or something like that. It was some crazy thing like that. Yeah, even Stinky's episodes were good too. I liked his episodes. Everybody got their time to shine in this show. Everybody got a moment. Hell, they got probably more than one moment. From down the list to oh man, there's so many episodes. I'm about to go into another episode. One with Helga and Harold, and they had to get to this wrestling shows like a WrestleMania type thing or something. And they had to go through all this type of shit that was going down. Like clowns and shit was chasing them, and it's crazy, man. But yeah, there was so many characters to go through. I mean, Mr. Wynn had some time too with his country singing, and he had one where he was missing his daughter. I don't know how they kept going with the backstories for these characters too, and they somehow fit them in. I mean, this is how you do shows with a lot of characters, and this is how you give them time. Every single character down the list had a good episode, a good to great episode. They weren't even just, forget that. I'm not even gonna say they were good. A great episode. Every single character had a great episode. Every single one. I can't name one unless they're like really, 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 really like minor. They have to be very, 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 very minor if they didn't get a good moment. And even then, I just might not remember it. But Hey Arnold, great show. Wish we could have had a fucking ending to that show. We need an ending to that one. But yeah, that's Hey Arnold. My number 3 choice is Spider-Man, the animated series. And this show was great, and they couldn't even throw a punch in this show. I mean, they had to work against some rules and regulations there that they couldn't even throw a punch, and it's a freaking superhero cartoon. The only thing I wish they would have done with this series is made the Green Goblin a little bit more important. I like what they did with Venom and Carnage, even though I still thought they could have had some more time. The Hobgoblin had a lot of time. He was a great character too. Mark Hamill, another great job. But I feel like those other villains should have been used as well. The ending, I liked how it ended. Some people didn't, but I was fine with the ending. It didn't really bother me as much. I liked I think it was the Beyonder episodes where Spider-Man had to go to another planet and stop these villains, and he had to get some other heroes to join him. I really liked that episode. So yeah, that's number 3. Number 2 on the list is Batman the Animated Series. I really wanted Spider-Man to beat this, but I couldn't put Spider-Man above it. Only because Spider-Man is my favorite hero, but I couldn't do it. Too many great villains on this show. Every villain was great, and every villain had time. Again, they had character development. Every villain, from the whole Harvey Dent to finally becoming Two-Face, to Poison Ivy, to the Joker, Harley Quinn, and seeing their whole backstory. So I really like that. And also Mr. Freeze, man, they did a great job with his character. I like the movie that they did with him. All their movies was good too. The Mask of the Phantasm, that was a good one. But yeah, I really like what they did with Mr. Freeze. He became one of my favorite villains off that, because that episode was just amazing. I really wanted to know more about him. I kind of wish the comics did him more justice, actually. So that kind of made him go down on my villain list when I read the comics, because the comics was not as good as the show with his villain, like with his character development and him becoming a villain. So I wish they would have did a better job with that. But besides that, everything to me was good. We got both the Robins down. I guess you could have argued that they could have got a little bit more time, especially Dick Grayson, but oh well, I kind of didn't really care about the Robins. But I love that show, and man, should have probably got those on DVD or something. I'm pretty sure they're out. I'm thinking about buying that. Got to think about buying that. But okay, that is number 2. That's right. Number 1 is X-Men the Animated Series. I really like what they did with the Phoenix Saga. That whole arc gave everything justice to me. It just justified the whole show. It was the best part of the show to me. Of course, we had great seasons with Magneto and everybody else, but that arc did it justice. I mean, it gave the comic justice. It gave that whole story justice. Something the movie had a hard time doing, but the show really, really pulled that off. The only thing I wish they could have done was made it a little bit more darker, but it's a kid's show, so you can't really expect that. I guess that's just the darkness in me talking. Also, the 5th season was going kind of meh at the beginning and middle, but the way they ended the series finale, really capped it off and made the 5th season a little bit more better. I liked how the whole show ended, and that to me made it a little bit better than Batman and Spider-Man, is that we got a nice solid ending for X-Men. The only unanswered question is what happened with Apocalypse, but I kind of like him not really getting killed off, because he's that good of a villain that you kind of just gotta let him be. So I really liked how that ending was, and I don't know if we'll ever get an X-Men cartoon like that again, even though I think there was one that wasn't that bad. So there is that. So I guess there is hope. But this is definitely the best X-Men cartoon show to ever be created, in my opinion.